Hello, welcome back to Crystal Clear Coaching with your host, Crystal Tottenham. That is I. So, today is the last day talking about the 7 Faces of Intention and the book The Power of Intention by Wayne W. Dyer, a spiritual badass that he is and was, but also is. He has passed on a long time ago now, but he left us amazing books and talks and radio shows and bits and pieces as a legacy so we can continue to learn from him. And I love that. Thank you, Wayne. I started the series talking about beauty as one of the 7 faces of intention. We went on to creativity, love, expansion, abundance. Yesterday was receptivity, and today is kindness. I got through. See, I've trained myself over many, many moons and many, many years to be able to remember all those words and faces of intention. And I, in this video series, straight up made an acronym for myself to remember. Now, they might be in a different order in the book, and there might be importance to that, but this is just how I remember in moments with my brain, with my wits, to shift my lens if I'm feeling like I'm more in a downward spiral or negative thought pattern kind of vibe, and then I get to intend upwards, intend towards a more positive outcome for something in a way that will align with what I desire in this world, for myself but for others as well. So yeah, love these faces of intention. They really help me just pop that lens on of any of those 7 faces in any given moment, and just view the world in a different way, in a more loving, creative, kind, beautiful, expansive, abundant, receptive way. Hopefully I hit them all then. Anyway. Kindness. How good is kindness? Like, in those moments where you're just feeling like things are against you and you just maybe living off your survival mode and your adrenals and all that good stuff, and someone shows you the tiniest ounce of kindness. Like, I don't know about you, but that makes me emotional. And if I'm in public being shown this kindness, I'm probably going to start bawling my eyes out, because the first 3 letters of my name are cry for a good reason. I mean, I don't think my parents intended it that way, but it just happened. But also Crystal as a name suits me because I like them gemstones, so yay. Anyway, side note. Kindness, shown in moments. The smallest kindness can just shift your day. But also, like, just being kind to someone else and having their gratitude come back to you. Like, that also feels great. Sometimes it even feels better than having the kindness done to you. Which is kind of crazy, but kind of good. And, like, why are we not doing more of that in the world? Because if we just learn to give kindly to others, like, how much better if that was more of our focus in the world, to be kind to others. We might have a few different people in charge and a few different priorities, and where we're putting the money and the dollars, and how we're forming our governments and running our governments and all that good stuff. Kindness. Now, being kind is very different than being nice. My coach, my beautiful friend Marina Perry, she had a podcast. She might still have a podcast. She just hasn't done any episodes I don't know of in a while. But it's worth going and checking it out. It's still on Spotify, the Marina Perry podcast. And she, she heard me say, be kind instead of nice one day. And, honestly, I don't even know where I picked it up from, but I definitely picked it up from someone else, somewhere else. But I just thought there's such a beautiful distinction between being kind but being nice. Nice is nice to your own detriment. Nice being a people pleaser. Nice being steamrolled over while your own needs don't get met. Or nice is putting on a smile and kind of sneering on the inside and having that kind of toxic energy. Because you feel like, oh, I have to do the nice thing, whatever, But kindness, it can be a kindness to hold someone accountable, to call them out on their shit. And it might be really hard for them for a little while. They may or may not receive it. Depends if they're receptive. And if they don't receive it, well, that's more their perspective thing than you. But you've done the kind thing of holding that person to a higher version of themselves than maybe they believe that they're even worthy of, or think they can hold themselves to. And I mean, as a coach, that is so ingrained in me to see my clients, but also honestly just my friends, my families, the people in my life. I just want to see people as that higher version of themselves that they aspire to be. And look, there are people that will keep saying they want XYZ and aspire to be XYZ, and they are not currently showing up as a semblance of that. And that's, honestly, it's okay. It's up to them if they want to shift that and choose differently, but they can also happily go on in the way that they are currently operating and, deal with the repercussions of how that does or doesn't make them feel, in comparison to if they did the hard, uncomfortable thing and actually went for what fucking lights them up. So it's a hard space to hold when you really care for someone and you just want them to show up for their best and highest, for the things that they've defined to you that they want. Or maybe they haven't, but you just see it for them through their actions and ways of being they have, or, And sometimes, you might not know their exact version, but that's okay. That's their path. That's their path. But you can still be that kind person that holds space for them to step up in the ways that would just light their soul on fire. And cheer them on as they do it. But yeah, sometimes kindness is... It's a hard pill to swallow. Sometimes, oh man. Sometimes you just want to brush over that kindness where you actually have to hold that space and just be like, oh, I'll just go back to being nice and disregarding myself and disrespecting myself instead. No, kindness has respect ingrained in it. It's funny, I've never thought of it that way. It just came out of my mouth just then. But kindness is showing respect, self-respect, but also respect for those that you're showing a kindness to. Isn't that beautiful? Respect within the kind acts. Love that. Actually love that. Yeah. But you can think of a lot of nice people that aren't really that nice, and they gossip behind your back, and it's quite insidious, And honestly, send those people love too. I hope they find healing, that they maybe learn something about the distinction between kind and nice, realize that they're actually doing a service to themselves by feeling like they need to be this nice mask that they keep putting on, and actually learn to step in those strong, weird, uncomfortable moments into their true, authentic self. Because I can guarantee there's some people that used to be really nice, but everyone knew they were a little bit toxic. And there'll be people like that have done the work, that have done the personal development stuff. And I'm not going to say they're perfect, but I dare say there's plenty of people that chose to do the work, chose to be coachable in whatever way, shape, or form that showed up for them, and understood that different distinction between being nice and being kind. Like, it's kindness to show yourself discipline for yourself. Like, in that aspect, I need to be kinder to myself, because the discipline that would serve me well is to have a better routine. I've been sharing about this for a long time. It's embarrassing how I still haven't managed to do it. But it would be a lot kinder to myself to, hold myself accountable and discipline cultivate my discipline to make sure that I'm focusing more on what actually is what I want to create and cultivate in this world. And I know I've got strong moments of having shown discipline and acted in disciplined ways in my past. But I know I need to step it into different areas of my life to help amplify me and my message and the things I want to share in this world. Yeah, anyway, I keep going off side tangents. This is what I do. But yeah, there's that person that, maybe was like super nice to everyone, and then they do some growth work of some form, and they suddenly realize, oh, that's not me. That's me giving away my power to everyone else and doing everything for everyone else, and completely disregarding and disrespecting myself. And they then just choose, well, I don't want to do that anymore, and they cultivate different ways of being. And it might be shocking to those people around them that they're actually holding boundaries, and it quickly shows them who their real friends are, because the ones that are excited for them to move forward and like show on in a different energy are their ride or dies within reason. And then like the people that find it completely outrageous and unacceptable that they're suddenly setting boundaries and showing up in a different energy, well, they might have been the users that benefited from the niceness of this person, and now they're being kind to themselves first, and then they actually create space. If they're kind to themselves first, then they get to create space to be kind to others on a big scale. So yeah, and it can be just in small ways. Yeah, so anyway, I completely digressed from an earlier topic where my coach Marina Perry has a podcast, and because I'd shared be kind instead of nice, she then ended up posting it on her Instagram story, and she made a whole podcast episode about it. And I love that she did that. And also, it was not something I coined in any way, shape, or form, but I appreciated being credited for it. I remember I worked in this bookstore called Borders back when I was like my late teen, like just coming up to 18, 19, 20, 21 roughly. This is back in I want to say I started in 2007 and worked until 2011 there off and on between other things. And yeah, man, there was this book there called Small Acts of Kindness. I think that was its name. Some variation of that. And it just, on each page, had different random acts of kindness that you could potentially do. And I love that book. I'm trying to think, I'm sure I had a copy because I thought it was such a cool idea. I can't say I studied it to the point that I then did a whole bunch of these acts, but I know that I definitely read it a lot. In fact, I think my brother still has it because I can picture it on his shelf. But it's a beautiful book. Like, what if we just choose to give away some kindness on a daily basis? Just one thing. Just keep it to one thing to start, you know? I mean, honestly, I try and show up in kind ways throughout my day. But sometimes I'll be in my head too much and in a mood. But I also know to a degree that my mood is a choice. So if I'm feeling like fully in a mood, well, sometimes I let myself feel my feelings. Don't get me wrong, that's very important. But I also choose the better feeling thought and choose to be kind to myself and say, look, hey, it's okay that you're not feeling great right now, but let's just try something that's going to make us smile. Let's try having a genuine conversation with someone to take you out of your head and what's going on. That always really, really helps. I mean, helps more with the right person that's giving the right energy back. But really, it's just getting out of your own head, and there's many ways you can do that. Most importantly, in this message, I just want to encourage you to be kind to yourself, because you might have lots of dreams and aspirations and things that you want to do and places in your life you'd love to step up. But it's real scary to your whole system. Maybe not your whole system, but like there's parts of you that obviously want to step up, but there's a lot of the committee of inner children that you have within yourself, that is all your inner children, solely yours, that keep speaking up and saying, that's not allowable, that's too scary, we can't do that. We need to be kind with them. And sometimes that is tough love. And sometimes that is sitting with them and when something comes up, when there's a mood that comes up, a darkness that brings them up, or a lightness, like some joy they want to follow. Like, can we find the kindness to actually feel into what parts of us show up in our day-to-day life as this present person that we are, and show kindness to that younger version of ourselves that maybe didn't feel strong and capable enough to survive certain situations, but now has a stronger, more capable, at least one part, if not maybe thousands, that have proven as an older person that they're worthy, they're capable, they can do hard things, you know? We've got to be kind to ourselves and give ourselves grace with how we navigate our life. But also sometimes kindness is having that hard conversation of like, oh, I really need to just like rip the band-aid off and go for this. And there's places in my life right now that I could definitely have that conversation with myself. I'm kind of just in a coasting along kind of energy lately. I'm loving it because my part-time job allows that. Well, it's part to full. Like I am working quite a bit actually at the moment. And not doing so much of like building up the coaching things that I know I need to in order to have people work with me, essentially. I'm very committed to showing up here on a daily basis, and that makes a huge difference, but I have not been that committed to showing myself the kindness and the tough love of, not distracting myself with another doom scroll, instead, choosing to create something to put on Instagram that's going to amplify my audience and my reach, or choosing to build a website, or build at least some kind of way that build a digital product, for instance, that with all the beautiful things that I've learned that I have to help people with. There's many ways I could be using my time better, and as a kindness to myself and to the world, because I have so much to share. So yeah, what ways, I just wonder, are you not being kind to yourself? Maybe in some ways some perceptions will show that you are being kind to yourself because you just needed a chill day, you needed to rest, but maybe you've been being that kind to yourself for days, weeks, months, years, and it's not actually getting you any closer to what you want to create in the world, or it barely is, it's tiny incremental amounts. So can you bring in that tough love kind gal a bit more, or guy, that's gonna help you level up? And I mean, is there a trusted friend or family member that could help you hold yourself accountable to this tougher love kind of kindness that you know you need to show yourself? But also, how can we just be kind to each other and those around you today? One small act of kindness a day, is just, it's good feelings around. You're kind to someone else, they appreciate the kindness, there's a good energy exchange. Yay! It's real good. Anyway, so yeah, I will leave it there. I think we all love the idea of kindness and we talk about it, but we don't necessarily think of the nuances and the shadow side, and the fact that sometimes kindness is that hard line, that boundary, whether the kindness is to yourself or others around you. But we gotta be kind. Gotta be kind. Okay. I think I'll leave it there. I feel like I'm just gonna keep rambling otherwise. Much love, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna come up with a new topic, I guess. Do that most days anyway, it's fine. See ya. Be kind.